Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Greezyz Gurage Bravo 6 gas tank.
Greezyz in the garage, wrench in his hand, fixing hot rods like no other man can.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Greezyz Garage. We're back on the 32 Roadster Bravo 6 here. Today we're going to show you how to put this gas tank in. I've talked about this in previous videos, but if you're using the coil over cross member instead of the original buggy type spring, you have to bend the front lip on these gas tanks to get them to clear to go in all the way. And you can see, if we show them over here on this side right here, I have marked the mounting holes. Right here's the mounting hole, and you can see that we're about a ½ inch off right there, if you can see that. And we will, so we've got to get that to move up about a ½ inch. So let me get this raised up in the air and I'll show you a little bit more of what we're going to do and how we're going to tackle this problem. Turn on my handy dandy flashlight here. So if you look in here, and you can see I don't have that side pushed in as far, but you can see that bolt head right there for one. So we know that we've got to clear, we've got to make clearance from about there over to here. I'll make, and then I'll mark the center of those bolts. I'll mark the center of those. And then I'll just get out a hammer and dolly set, my body hammer, and I'll just start bending that. And then it'll be just kind of a trial and fit, trial and fit, trial and fit, till we get it all the way in there. So we've got the clamps there to keep it from falling out, but yeah. All right, well, let's let her down and start beating. All right, so you know I marked where the bolts were for the upper shock mounts. I marked that first. So I went ahead and started working that in and bent that in, and I'll show it to you when we take the tank back out, but started bending that in. And that already got us to where you can actually see the bolt holes up through there. So already that worked us already that close. And you can see where, if you show them up in there, I'm sure you can see it, right? Yep. Where I bent that in and started working that over. So now we got to bend this up a little bit, and then we'll be golden. Get it in. Sometimes some of them are harder to bend than others. All right, so as promised here, we just let this down. I'll show you. Just took a body hammer and beat that in. You gotta be, don't be afraid to beat on it. You're gonna have to bend it up, but. I think for this here, this always gets a little tougher to bend up. So I started it here, but I'm gonna have to get quite a bit bigger hammer, I think, for that. So, because that gets tough to bend. So we're gonna try it, but I've got a ball peen over there, but I think I'm gonna get something even bigger to start influencing that and then finesse it with this. Let me grab a bigger hammer. All right, so we beat that across through there, started bending that up. So here's our clearance. So you can see we're gonna still hit this bolt right here a little bit. This corner where I marked is gonna hit, but we're right there. So I just don't want this rubbing there, so I'm gonna mark that out. And then we got a few little spaces. It's kind of really clear close over here. But again, I don't want that rubbing right there. So that's pretty much, I mean, it's really close. Just a little finessing. And we'll take the hammer and keep bending that over, and then what we'll do is we'll put some water in that and then just tilt it up and see if it leaks out. And we'll do it like on the dry concrete, kind of tilt it up and just let it sit for a little while, make sure nothing's gonna leak out. We didn't break a seal or seam, I mean, and if we did, we can just weld that up and touch it up. So, but all right, let's take it back down. We're close. So it looks like when you start this, like you have to bend that a ton, but you can see just that little bits give us a ton of clearance in there, and we had to move this forward a ½ inch. So, I mean, not the prettiest in the world, and we'll get a DA sander out and we'll check, you know, get all that cleaned up and any burrs, but yeah, sometimes it takes the big influencer. But we'll put that back up in there one more time to check our clearances. I think we're gonna be good. Got a little roll that lip right there just a little bit. I wear these gloves because that can get sharp edge right there. And we'll file that down. We'll file all that down. Let's see, I see another little spot here. Like, but all right, let's stick that bad boy in there. And then we'll know from the top here whether or not the bolt holes are going to light up. Right there. Yep. And this one's lined up over here, and I don't feel it touching. But we'll stick it in there and double check it. We'll cut you back on again. Okay. All right, we got that all bent up. You can see we're clearancing here. Everything is looking nice. Just make sure if you ever have to take your shocks out, that bolt never has to come out, right? But then, all right, we'll let it down. We'll put the spreader bar, make sure there's no issues with that. I don't see any issues. We'll throw a bolt or two in this to make sure that it stays centered. We'll put that spreader bar in, but that's pretty much the gas tank installed there. I know a lot of people in the comments are gonna be like, well, cut that and weld it, you know. I've done that. Let me tell you, they always leak. You're always gonna find some place where it leaks, and this is just as easy, and you don't really have to move it about that far. So some guys are gonna cut it, and they're gonna be a whole lot better of a welder than I am, and they'll be able to TIG weld that up. But that's how we do it. That's how we do it here at Greezyz Gurage. All right, by far one of my most favorite videos we shot yet, because it was a simple, easy job. People don't realize when you're shooting YouTube videos how much work goes into just having everything prepared just to be able to shoot it. And we're going to take you up and show you the firewall before we sign off on this video here. But there you have, that's the tank install. We've got the 2 bolts over here, and the one bolt goes in on that side, and we put the spreader bar in there, and makes you almost not want to touch it. It's so shiny, and we've already got fingerprints all over. So, but the spreader bar was just mocked in. I mean, we don't have this completely tightened up, but at least so it don't fall out. Gas tank. And man, it's always fun when that stuff starts to happen. But let's take them up here to the firewall. Okay. And I'll show them I'll show them what 8 hours of work looks like for a 15-second video, right? All right, come on up here. All right, so we said we would show you the install of this firewall, and this thing was a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie. I shouldn't say it was a nightmare. It's not something we couldn't handle, but taking the body on and off, I had to have 3 or 4 people around moving it in and out. So let me tell you how these work. You have to mount the firewall first in the way the old school days were. Back on the Ford assembly line, they would mount this firewall. They have the locator holes where these brackets go. You would mount that firewall to that, and then you would set the body down over top of it. Okay. And I'm sure during the Ford assembly line, it was not that critical of alignment. They didn't care as much about alignment as we care about trying to make it as perfect as can. The nice thing about what Brookville Roadster did is they gave you these location holes. So we knew exactly where that center hole was supposed to be, and it lined up with the body mount, and all the other body holes lined up. That's the first thing. So you get these feet, you can start to mount those on, and then the firewall bolts in. So I called Brookville Roadster because I wanted to know for sure, because it just didn't seem right to me that the body should never ever actually really mount to this. It just set on it, and there's a big old thick rubber seal that we actually had to beat in with a hammer on the inside of this to get that to go in. Brookville told me one thing. They said one of the things that they like to do is they'll get it on there, they'll get the body centered, they'll get this on here and centered, and then they will put a bolt right through here, through the top. So I've just got a sheet metal screw, and they said that's their like a locator, kind of like a locator hole pin kind of a thing. They put a bolt right there. So I've got a sheet metal screw through right there, but it's dead center right there. So now that kind of holds that and allows us to take the body and this firewall off together. All right, I hope I'm doing a good job of explaining this, because what has to happen, the reason why you don't want this mounted everywhere is you got these little brass feet. They're on the sides here. And that's how you shim the body. Because you have to shim this body, I've said this before, but you have to shim this body to get these doors to shut in a line and to get your gaps right. Everything has to be shimmed. So this allows you to move this up or down. So if you completely attach this all the way around to this, you wouldn't have any movement up and down. And he said when I was talking to, I can't remember his name.
Kenny.
No, I wasn't talking to Kenny.
Oh.
I was talking to one of their tech guys. I wish I could remember your name, man. I know I talked to Steve and he put me over to you, but I can't remember. Anyway, call those guys if you have any questions, because they've been super helpful. But he's like, this still allows that body to rotate side to side, up and down, to try to get that alignment back there. So, and then we put some sheet metal screws through here as temporary to locate on the feet. So that's all temporary. We'll get that all permanent mounted. And I've got to move that over a little bit, as you can see. Just a little kick, and that got that over. But that's the firewall. There's not a lot of videos out there on putting these things in. I wish that we would have had the time to shoot that, but we started on that, like 10 o'clock yesterday morning and didn't finish till almost 6, something like that. So that was an all-day job, and we're just going to show you the final product.
We did take a little break to eat at Golden Corral.
Oh yeah, I had a little Golden Corral. Yeah, had a few of their rolls. That's my favorite there. With some mashed taters. So, okay. Anyway, that's the firewall. It's in. Gas tank's in. We can work on getting the rest of the body mount bolts in now. But the body's actually mounted to it. It won't move again. And so that part is final. One more tip on the gas tank. If you don't have the body in it, it makes it easier to put that gas tank in, because you can just slide it in. You can look down and see what you're doing. But we had the body in it, and I wasn't taking this body off just for that. We can take it in and out. So anyway.
What's next on the old schedule?
On the old schedule. Yeah. It's next video. Okay. I've got not body mounts. Whew. You can tell where my brain's at. I've got engine mounts coming. We're going to use the biscuit type for the 302. So we're going to make the transmission and the engine up together, put this in here, and see where, because that firewall is going to be cut. You know, I'm sure it's going to have to be cut. Maybe not, I don't know, C4, but we'll see. But we're going to put that in there and get the radiator. Got the radiator on order, it's coming. We'll mount the radiator, and we will mount the engine and the engine mounts in here, and then we'll have an engine and transmission with a radiator. So this thing will start flying together like after that stuff all happens. I still have to fabricate. I'm fabricating my own transmission crossmember. Again, if you remember from the other video, we're going to tie that in and make our own X brace. And somebody in a comment on that video asked that we wish we'd have showed that more, and I promised them I'd show that more after we get it built in and done for ourselves. I like to do that and then box it in. So, all right. Appreciate you. Love you. God bless you. Now go do your America.